Hi Collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here for a while, thank you so much for continuing to come back. So today I was called to do a reading of something in the collective that is hidden from us. So this is going to be asking the question, what is hidden from us at this time? And we're going to dive deep into that. We will get a Gothic oracle at the end of this just to wrap it all up. And let's jump right in. I hope you are all having an amazing day today. And if you're not, at least I hope you have the tools to get through it. And I know that's not always easy. Okay, so we are going to start with this deck here. Let's just get a couple out to draw a baseline and see where we're at. So Spirit, tell us something in the collective that we need to know that is hidden at this time. Okay, we have a sacred test, the initiation. All right, so some of us may be going through a life experience test at this time. I feel like we all are. That's very true and accurate. All right, what else? What else is hidden from us that we need to know at this time? We have transformation and the flames. Oh, yes. So this has to do with us basically letting go of our old versions of ourselves, like the phoenix, burning it down and starting brand new with something. And let's get one more, please, Spirit. One more. Okay, that one wanted to come out. We have prying eyes. Someone has their eye on you. Okay. And bottom of the deck is crossing the veil or mourning. So I am actually going to read from the book on these. So we'll go ahead and start with the initiation. Okay, so the comparable card is the Nine of Wands. This is a sacred test, a worthy gamble, being prepared to risk it all. Initiations have been used for thousands of years. They represent your willingness to be prepared to risk everything to obtain greatness, and they also challenge you to see if you're ready to embrace the path before you. They aren't meant to be easy or fun. They're a test of your character, determination, and courage, and of your ability to face and overcome unexpected challenges. You may throw your hat in the ring and fail, despite how hard you've trained or prepared. But that is the gamble required. You are not guaranteed to win, but you are guaranteed to lose if you don't try. You are in a period of initiation, or will be soon. The universe is challenging you to see how well you handle your circumstances. Like finals in school or an entrance exam, you must prove that you are ready to embrace the bigger challenges that come with bigger goals. Your situation requires you to be calm, confident, logical, strategic, and to stand your ground in the face of adversity. The more positive side of this card is that an initiation means the end of one journey and the beginning of a new one. Many of your current obstacles are coming to an end. Therefore, this is also a card of hope and good things to come. Wow, that's great. So I love too that the next card that comes out is this flames and the transformation. Now, a companion card came out for this one, which is the prying eye. So let's read what it says about that. It says, someone like a scout is carefully watching your journey. Now, when we get over to this card, it usually means ill intent that someone is watching you. But in this side of things, it doesn't necessarily specify whether the person watching you has ill intent. So this could honestly just be your benevolent light beings that are near you. So your guides, your ancestors, the guardian angels, all that stuff. So take that as it resonates. Some of you may feel negative eyes on you at this time, and this is your call to just ignore whatever it is that they're thinking or saying or doing, because it has nothing to do with you, even though they may feel that what you're doing has something to do with them, but honestly, that's not your problem. So let's read over here to the flames, and that is number 19. Okay, so this stands for transformation. A new you is emerging, and release the past. The tarot companion is the Tower. So how many of you are experiencing your crumbling of a foundation at this time and feeling like everything that you built up is being torn down? The flames represent dramatic changes, the kind of changes that are significant, overwhelming, and most likely unpleasant. It's never a good idea to burn bridges, but your situation may be past the point of a favorable outcome. Now it's more important to cut your losses and begin to rebuild rather than trying to salvage anything from the rubble. Your situation doesn't have to be ominous. If you are willing to make the change and move on, change can be rewarding if you allow yourself to go with the flow rather than clinging to what is no longer a part of your path. If you choose to stay in your current situation, know that there may be severe consequences. This card is a strong warning to avoid self-destruction and making choices that you know to be harmful to yourself and others. This is your chance to walk away and to let a new you emerge. If your reading is about love or relationships, consider how your actions may be making things worse or how your temper could be getting the better of you. If your question is about finances, this is a wake-up call to be more mindful of your financial situation. If your reading is about your career, it could mean sudden shakeups at work. And it says the flames bring dramatic change no matter where it's placed in the reading, so look to other cards for more clarity about which area of your life the flames will affect. All right. So I think that honestly it could pertain to, and probably is pertaining to, all of the facets of our life. So whether it is in love, relationships, or career, or money, or interpersonal relationships, families, friends, etc. It's interesting because this here is saying that it's almost over. So again, like the 9 of Wands, you're the wounded warrior. You made it this far. It's almost over. And now we're here at this point, which is, okay, we are completed. We have finished whatever this sacred test was. It's over. Things should become easier now, but first, it's going to hurt like hell. Because you are going to be stripped away of anything that is not for your greater good in your life. Okay? So again, if you have relationships that have been toxic, friendships that are toxic, even attitudes or ways of thinking, all of that is being cleansed at this time. And one of the best ways to cleanse is with fire. So imagine the phoenix rising out of the ashes, okay? After you burn everything up, and again, it's uncomfortable as hell, then the brand new you emerges, and you are 10 times better than the version you were before. But you just have to be ready and willing to let that old version of you go. And that includes anything that came with that life. So again, it did say if there are like pictures laying around reminding you of something old, get rid of it. If there are things, items in your home that remind you of something, get rid of it. Whatever it is that you do or have or see or hear or smell or taste or feel that are from some old version of you, this is what you are being called to release in the flames of the transition. All right, let's look at these prying eyes. So this is like the 7 of Wands. Someone has their eye on you. Competition and defensiveness. Someone is keeping a close eye on you. Whether they have good intentions or bad is not yet clear. What is clear is that you're doing something right. Others are taking notice of you, and you will not be able to stay under the radar for much longer. This also means opportunities will become more frequent and that you may find yourself contemplating prospects that you haven't considered before. This is an excellent card for anyone wishing to be in the public eye. Seeking employment or looking for new love, you have caught the attention of someone who matters. However, shining brighter attracts attention, both good and bad. Be careful of jealousy and rivalry. Every successful person experiences copycats. No matter how high your vibration or how small your platform, shadows are attracted to the light, the same way a moth is attracted to a flame. You may experience more competition or even a straight-on attack. Don't dim your light, but take proper measures to protect yourself. Okay. So again, I did mention when we first started here that it doesn't signify whether that is a good or a bad person. Maybe it could be both, if we're being honest here. Because you are shining bright like this flame here. It is attracting all sorts of attention. So in this card, you can actually see there you are doing your own thing, looking down, not caring about what other people are thinking. You're just doing your thing. And you have this person in the background just lurking. Skulking is what I call it. I love that word, skulking. They're just standing back there creeping on you, watching. And again, they may try to copy you. They may be envious of you. They may love you. I don't know the situation in everybody's case. However, just be aware that as you go through this initiation process and this transformation, that you are vibrating higher, you are burning brighter, and people are noticing. And that is a good thing in my opinion, because even though it may attract some bad things, as long as you protect yourself, you should be fine. But what you're getting the attention of is the attention that you want. It's going to bring you opportunities to do the things that you want to do. All right. Now, the one thing I do want to warn you of is use your discernment. There's going to be times where maybe somebody might approach you and maybe might be the envious copycat and wants to ask you a bunch of questions about what you're doing and try to copy you. And you know what? That's fine. Let them, because honestly, they'll never compare to you. Ever. In a million years, they just can't. Okay? They're not doing this process. They just see you in the aftermath of it all and assumed you did nothing to get there and that I can just mimic this and look just like you do. All right, we all know it's not true because this is a tough process and we don't just get on this side of things by doing nothing, right? All right, so I want to see what this overall underall energy is with the crossing of the veil. This is about mourning. And this is like mourning of the dead, not like good morning. Bittersweet endings and marking a passage. So the companion is the Eight of Cups. Even when we're moving on to something better, it can be hard to let go of things you've loved for a really long time. You might move into your dream home, but that doesn't mean that you don't get to mourn the happy memories in the old house that had held you until now. You may celebrate your child moving out of the nest and finding their own way, but you still need time to work through such dramatic change. This card represents that bittersweet moment when you know it's time for something good to come to an end, but you'll miss what you had. I find that there is a lot of pressure to move past grief rather than through it. Often, a failure to acknowledge grief may lead to doubt about the beautiful new path that is ahead of you. Crossing the veil has come to you because you may be questioning a decision out of fear that what you're getting may not be worth what you're giving up. This card is your confirmation to let go, but also to make space to process your grief. Where you are now has served its purpose, and you are destined for more. You may consider performing a ceremony similar to a graduation to mark the transition from one way of being to the next, or create an altar space for the time to show your gratitude and appreciation for what was. Above all, trust that where you are headed is right and will lead to many more happy memories. You are safe and will be supported, even if you do not know what comes next. Know that you are held in security of spirit, and that when you let go, something else will take its place. Okay. So I love that this came out with this because it's kind of like our reassurance. Okay? It's like some people have reached this point and they might be scared, and that's totally fine and that's acceptable. It's relevant. It's valid. Okay? Nobody's telling you not to be afraid to burn up your old life and start new. That can be scary. And you know what? There's so many people out there, again, who aren't willing to do the work, that want that, and they just want to try to copy what you've done. So, my dears, be brave, have courage, and it's okay to take this next step with a little bit of fear, okay? It's okay. The best part is going to be that once you let go of whatever was, what's coming in new is so much better. All right. So let's go a little deeper. Let's go a little deeper. All right, I'm going to pull in the tarot. So, Spirit, tell me more about this initiation, this sacred test. Can you tell me what it is in regards to? What is, okay, the King of Cups. All right. So this is about us mastering our emotions. Now, some of us, again, I've had a lot of recent readings here where we have put up boundaries. We have put up walls around our hearts. And we have not let anybody in because it just hurts too much. It's too painful. So we put those blocks up. We put those walls up. What this test is teaching us at this time is that that's no way to live now, anyways. At one point it was, because we had to. We did not have a choice, okay? We were hurt so bad, we were burned so bad, that those walls were necessary to get us through whatever we were trying to get through, okay? So what I want to relate this to is this is sort of like a survival mode method, okay? In survival mode, it was easier to just put the wall up and say, ugh, I don't want to be hurt again. That just hurts way too much. I can't feel that feeling anymore. So you put the walls up. And then you get into the next situation. You got the walls in place. Maybe they hurt you too. You build the walls a little thicker, a little higher, or you build 10 more walls. You know, whatever the situation is that kept you from your heart and your emotions and your feelings. That's what's being broken down right now. Spirit wants you to feel everything deeply. And as interesting as this is going to come across, that does not just pertain to pain. That pertains to joy and love and happiness. If you put the walls up, you're blocking everything out. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, whatever, you're blocking it all out. So by being forced to feel our feelings at this time, we're mastering them. We're understanding that it is not such a terrible thing to feel feelings. And even though we have to go back and re-feel those painful feelings to get to this point, what comes after, again, with the bottom of the deck card there, is so much better than what we are leaving behind. All right, what else do we have here for this pile? All right, that one. We've got the Knight of Cups. Okay, that could be a love offer. That's a lot of cups, though. So cups are all about our emotions, our relationships, and our intuition. So what we're being initiated for is diving deep into that. And then bottom of the deck, still a cup, but it's a sad cup. Many of you are in this Five of Cups energy right now, where, again, you know you have to give something up, and it is making you sad, and that is okay. Don't dwell in this energy for too long, okay? It's not going to become you forever. But sit with it, acknowledge it, and feel whatever the feeling is. Process it and let it burn up with the flames. Okay? So whatever it is that you feel you are losing, just remember that it will always be replaced by something better. All right. Let's get over to this deck and see if we can pull one for this pile. All right, what do we have to go with? All right, that one. And I can't tell if that came out in reverse or forward. A shower of prosperity. So this is wealth, opportunity, success, manifestation. Now, I am going to put this came out on the bottom. We'll get to that in a second. But let's read this in the reverse because it came out sort of teeter-tottered. It stands for missed opportunities, unmotivated, stubborn, and lack. Now, I'm tying that back to this Five of Cups. Some of us may be so afraid of what we have to give up and not understand what it's being replaced with. All right. Now, I'm also getting this open your heart to love. This is vulnerability, forgiveness, allowing, and community. The number 4 is on this door, if that means anything to anybody. So we're being called to open our hearts, feel our emotions, take down those walls that we built up. Okay? Think of it like the Berlin Wall. Everyone's just hammering it away until it falls, until it crumbles, and then there's no border, there's no boundary. That puts us in this vulnerable state. Some people are terrified of that, and I understand. I completely understand. Now, what I'm saying is we're mastering our emotions. We're opening our hearts. We're being vulnerable. That could be a trigger for somebody. Maybe someone's like, oh, I remember last time I was vulnerable. Ugh, you know. Here's the thing. When we do get a love offer or want to go into a new situation, you do not have to go in totally open and vulnerable. In fact, I advise against that. You should go in, protect yourself, okay, protect your energy and all that good stuff. And feel it out first. If it does not feel right to you, then don't do this step. Okay, I'm going to have a date with you. I'm going to have 2 dates. I'm going to have 5 dates with you. If it doesn't feel right, I'm not going to give this to you. And that's fine. But you're at least discerning when to be vulnerable and open and when to say, I'm not going to do that with you because I don't feel comfortable. All right? So that's the key. It's not about building our walls up so high that no one can ever get through. It's about breaking down those walls, burning up the old version of ourselves, and learning how to discern when to put the walls up and to lower them. That's our test right now. And that's what we're mastering. All right, let's get over to the flames and this transformation. So we are burning up our lives and letting go of things that don't serve us. So let's tap into this a little deeper. What do we have? Spirit, please. The Hierophant. Okay. And death. There it is. Death. Perfect. All right. And then the bottom of the deck is this Five of Swords. So with the Hierophant, this is about either... I always see it two ways. Either you are the teacher and you're going to become the leader, which yesterday's reading was all about having you, being put into a leadership role. So this could very much be where you are headed with this transformation. If you're not there already, some of you are already in a Hierophant role, okay? And sometimes it's about knowing when to be the student and to kind of shut up and listen to the lesson. All right, you're not talking during this. You're just dying during this. Oh my God. I'm sorry. That's what came out. I'm imagining a teacher at the front of the room with the ruler stick. Like, you're not talking. It's my turn to talk. You're just going to burn up and die from this and let it happen. All right. Don't fight it. That's what I'm getting. Don't fight this transition. Okay? I love when Spirit wants to be funny. It's great. So, here it is. I am gathering that for right now, you are the student. And you are listening intently on what needs to go and what needs to leave your life. And then once this transformation is complete, you will start fresh and you will become the teacher. So that is what this initiation is. And again, this is your call not to fight it. I think that by fighting it, you're making it so much worse. It does not need to be a difficult process if you just surrender to it. Okay, let's go a little deeper on this pile. What do we have to go with this transformation? Wise decision. Accurate, brilliant, organized, validated. Your angels are here clapping their hands for you. Oof. There's Archangel Michael. Sorry. When this comes in, it's such an overwhelming feeling. I cannot describe it. It's like you instantly feel them here. And it's powerful. It is so powerful. It's like our little human bodies can't handle it. So what I am getting with this is, again, don't fight this transition because this is for your greatest good. There's no sense in fighting the old on the way out the door because something so much better is going to come and take its place. And you have lots of angelic support. And specifically here, Archangel Michael. If you feel called to the color blue, that is his color. He has his sword of light. He is really good at helping you to cut things out of your life with that sword. You can even call on him and say, Archangel Michael, please help me with your sword of light to cut XYZ out of my life or sever a tie between somebody. I no longer wish to have any tie to this individual. Please use your sword of light to cut through it. He will be there every time, 9 times out of 10. 100%. Sorry, 10 times out of 10. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. And then with this wise decision, again, there are no wrong answers here. If you decide to burn up your life and go with the flow, it is going to be a wise decision. And if you choose not to, it's still a wise decision, but you may just be the student a little longer. So, again, no right or wrong answer here. It's just what you choose to do will lay out the next phase of your path. That's all it is to it. All right, let's get over to this prying eyes. I want to see whose prying eyes are on us. All right, let's see if we can get an answer with the tarot. All right, Spirit. Can you tell us whose prying eyes are on us at this time? That one? Temperance, okay. So Temperance could be a Sagittarius, but that could also just be, you know, choosing the middle ground, having patience, alchemizing your energy. What else? Is there any other thing you want to go with here, Spirit? The Devil. Okay, that could be Capricorn. Sagittarius, Capricorn. All right. Bottom of the deck is the Magician. I'm literally hearing you don't need to worry about whose prying eyes are on you, because you are just going to do you, boo, and you're going to get through this. You have everything you need, and you're just going to, again, act like the person in the background whose prying eyes are on you don't even exist, because you're just going to muscle through whatever you're working on. That's what I'm getting with this. So I am also getting that this could very much also pertain to kind of the vices and the toxic, the low vibrational energy. That could be who is prying on you. Again, somebody who does not want to do the work to get to where you are, because you have done the work, and they may try to copy you, and it is what it is. Okay. Like, I'm hearing that they've got a lot of vices. They've got a lot of shadow work. They've got a lot of stuff that needs to be done that they're refusing to see to do. But you, on the other hand, are muscling through it like crazy and are going to get so much more than what you give up, and that you have all the tools to make it through. All right. Let's see what else we have for this pile. That one. Renewed connections. So this is reunion, reconciliation, intimacy, and forgiveness. Okay. And then bottom of the deck is Archangel Jophiel. Compassion, self-care, simplification, and beauty. All right, so with this, what I'm gathering is that this person watching you may come forward. And again, we do have a love offer over here. And it could be from a King of Cups. But I also know that this could us just be mastering our emotions. So take that how it resonates. This could also be our soul tribe showing up. Okay, it does not have to be reunion and reconciliation with a lover. Okay, so if that person who's prying on you is still in this devil energy, you know, likely you're going to be like, yeah, no, maybe I wanted that at some point, but I don't right now, so I'm good. But again, that's where a lot of you are learning when to be the teacher, when to be the student, using your discernment, when to put the walls up, when to be vulnerable. So that is what all of this is. Now, I do have forgiveness here too. So somebody may be coming forward and asking you for your forgiveness. And again, maybe it was somebody who was in this devil energy. And maybe now they're not. And that could be what the Temperance is. I've balanced my devil energy. And now I want your forgiveness, because now I think things would be better if we were to start something new. Now, here we have compassion, self-care, simplification, and beauty. So this not only pertains to you as the collective, you know, having compassion for yourself and doing your own self-care, but maybe this person whose prying eyes are on you are also doing this for themselves. And that's something that was missing in the past. Okay? So balancing, alchemizing our energy, having patience. This was something that was not present at some point in the past. And now it is being addressed. And again, you might be getting that communication. I have two things here that say you might be getting an offer, a reunion, a reconciliation. In love. They're here. All right. So let's get a Gothic oracle and tie this all together. All right, Spirit. What card do you want to read for this? All right, the Wheel of the Year. That is the Wheel of Fortune. So that is about cycles. Let's read. A fearless green dragon mounts a wheel, with her tail wrapped around its stone perimeter. It would appear that she is turning it. 8 spokes fan out from a central pentagram, and at the tip of each is a symbol representing the Sabbats. As the wheel turns, so does the year, and each of these 8 holidays is commemorated. Beginning at Samhain, the pumpkin, nature buds and sheds its leaf through Yule, Imbolc, Austera, Beltane, Litha, Lugsanda, and Mabon. The Wheel of the Year is a card of cycles. Throughout the seasons, things sprout, grow, and then wither and die. This is a fact of life, and we must allow it to flow naturally without resistance or interruption. If you have drawn this card, you are being reminded that life is all about change. There are often many changes in life that we are incapable of preventing. Not all of these will be life-altering, and while some will be feared, others will be welcomed. The large dragon confirms that change is taking effect and reminds you that sometimes the best course of action is to go with the flow. The wise person will recognize when participation is pointless, and it is best to stand back and not react. Now is the time to yield and understand that the universe has a greater plan, even if it is not what you had expected. All right. Again, that very much ties into what we were talking about already. So, we have obvious change occurring, and if this is not occurring in your life right now, it is very near on the horizon, okay? I would say within the next couple of months, it's here. So if you're going through this test currently of, mastering your emotions, you might be here, and then this is what's next. If you have already dealt with this, you might be in this phase of reunion and, that over here. So wherever you're at, these are kind of the progression of what's happening. So we first have to go through this test. Then we must transform. Then we balance our energy and get some sort of connection. All right. So I am going to close this out with an awakening intuition card. And this is just a way for us to kind of go into our own intuition. All right. Find healing messages in nature. It's number 40. A robin landed outside your window when you're missing a departed loved one. A breeze kicked up just as you contemplate a career change. A saying scrawled in the sand on the beach that speaks to your soul. Or a puppy yapping happily when you tell a friend that you're getting hitched are healing, intuitive messages. All right, I love that. So I'm going to give you an example of this. And I mean, there are so many. But my mom just moved into a new house, and she's been seeing a hummingbird outside of her window. And she was asking me about it, like, what do you think that means? And I said, well, hummingbirds often refer to passed on loved ones who are just kind of hanging out and checking in on you. And rather than tell her who I thought it might be, I asked her to use her intuition. I said, who do you think that it might be? And she gave me the name of one of her relatives. And as she said it, she's like, well, if I had to take a guess, I'd probably guess this one. I immediately felt, kind of like I did here with this card, that angelic presence over me. And I got immediate confirmation. And like my eyes just started tearing up. And I looked at her and I said, you're right. That is exactly who that is. And I guess the lesson in this is to trust it more. I work with my mom constantly on using your intuitive nudges and trusting what comes up. So if something does happen in your life and you think it could be something Instead of doubting yourself right away, trust that. And it's not always necessary to discuss it with other people either. Keep it to yourself. Not everything that happens in your life needs to be discussed with other people. And that's another important lesson that I think that many of us are learning, is that because there are so many prying eyes out there who do not wish us well, we don't need to be giving out all of our information about our life. What's going on with our families, what's going on with our jobs, what's going on with our love life, what's going on with our house situation, what kind of car do we drive, blah, 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 blah. That is all stuff that does not need to be discussed with anybody. It is not required. Even if someone asks, you can give them a vague answer, or you could tell them, I'm in the middle of something right now and I don't care to discuss it with anybody because it's in the works still. So whatever it is that you find in nature, or even just your everyday lives, trust what you're feeling. And that's part of mastering your emotions. If you think something is something, trust it. I know that our society does not tend to harbor intuition. And in fact, many people, not just women, were burned at the stake at some point because they were intuitive. And, you must be a witch. We have to burn you alive. So here's the difference. You get to make the choice to burn this time. You get to make that choice. But what you're burning off, though, is old versions of you that didn't serve you. Again, they may have served you up to a certain point, okay? They may have helped you survive your life up to this point. But remember that we're no longer in survival mode. Okay? It's okay to let down the guard. It's okay to bring down those walls and to start learning healthy ways of dealing with people. Because the ways that we have learned up to now have gotten us through, certainly, but it's not a healthy coping mechanism to move forward with. So that's what's going up in flames. All right. So that is your message for today. I just want to thank you all so much for being here. I do truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. And fill your own cup up with love. Okay, that's the test. Can you do it? Can you fill your cup with love? And then with the leftovers, you can fill others. Make sure you go within so you never go without. And keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. I wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and as always, love. Thank you again so much for being here. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.